अस्सलाम वालेकुम प्यारे बच्चों। आज हम क्लास 7th पढ़ेंगे सब्जेक्ट इंग्लिश लेसन लालाजी और डेट है आज 2 अक्टूबर 2020। आज जो पैराग्राफ हम पढ़ेंगे वो है ये लालाजी। आई नेवर न्यू हिम बाय एनी अदर नेम stayed with me for about a month, and then one day he requested permission to continue his journey to Gaya. The request was made as we were walking the shadows, walking through shadows, for Lalaji was strong enough now to accompany me for a short distance. Each morning when I set out for work and when asked him for what he would do if on arrival at Gaya. Each morning he found his master had filled his place. He said he would try to find other employment. Why not try to get some to help you to be a merchant again? I asked, and he replied, the thought of being a merchant once again and able to educate my son is with me night and day, Sahab, but there is no one in all the world who would trust me, a servant on 7 rupees a month and without any security to offer. With the 500 rupees I shall need to give me a new start. The train of Gaya left 8 p.m. and when that evening I returned to the Bangalore a little before that hour, I found Lalaji with freshly washed clothes and a bundle in his hand, a little bigger than the one had arrived with, waiting in the veranda to say goodbye to me. When I put a ticket for Gaya and 500 rupees note into his hand, his grim face kept glancing until he bellowed that warned passengers the train would leave in 5 minutes. Then, putting his head on my feet, he said, "Within 1 year, your slave will return you to this money." तो आज जो हम पढ़ेंगे कि लाला जी I never knew him by any other name, stayed with me for a month, and then one day he requested permission to continue his journey. लाला जी मैं इसको किसी और नाम से नहीं जानता। मेरे साथ करीबन 1 महीने रहा और फिर वो जाने की इजाज़त मांगने लगा। The request was made as we were walking through the shadows, for Lalaji was strong enough now to accompany me for a short distance each morning when I set off for work, and when I asked him that he would do if on arrival to Gaya, he found his master he filled as his place. और मैंने इसको पूछा कि वहाँ क्या करेगा अगर इसकी कोई और मुलाजिम लग गया। इसने कहा मैं कहीं और काम ले लूँगा। मैंने कहा तुम किसी व्यापारी के साथ अपनी तुजारत फिर से खड़ी करो। Once again I asked, he replied, the thought of being merchant once again and able to educate my son is with me night and day, Sahab. But there is no one in the world who would trust me. Hmm? A servant on 7 rupees a month and without any security offer with 500 rupees, I should need to give me a new start. तो उसने जवाब दिया, मैं तो जानता हूँ कि ऐसा करूँ तो और अपने बच्चे को पढ़ाऊँ, फिर साहब कौन मुझ पर भरोसा करेगा। रुपये कमाने वाला आदमी कम से कम 500 रुपये तो चाहिए। रेलगाड़ी गया के लिए शाम 8 बजे की थी। 8 बजे की थी। The train of the Gaya left at 8 p.m. and when at evening I returned to Bangalore a little before that hour, I found Lalajee freshly washed clothes and bundle in his hand, a little bigger than one he had arrived, waiting in veranda and said goodbye to me. और रेलगाड़ी गया के लिए शाम 8 बजे की थी। जब मैं शाम आया तो लाला जी अपने कपड़े पहने हुए थे और हाथ में गठिया जो थोड़ा बड़ा था। इससे जब वो पहले आया था बरामद में मेरा इंतज़ार कर रहा था और मैंने इसको गया के लिए I have give him a ticket. When I put a ticket for गया and 500 rupees note in his hand, और मैंने इसको गया के लिए एक टिकट दिया और 500 रुपया दिया। His grim face kept glancing until bell. He warned passengers the train would leave in his minutes rang. Then, putting his hand on my feet, within 1 year, your slave will return to you to this money. और जब मैंने इसको गया के लिए टिकट दी और 500 रुपये दिए, उसका उदास चेहरा खिल गया। और जब तक आवाज़ आई कि 5 मिनट में रेल निकल रही थी, वो अपना सर मेरे पैरों पर रख कर बोला, 1 साल के बाद अंदर मैं तुम्हारा ये पैसा, तुम्हारा ये गुलाम मैं लौटा दूँगा। और नेक्स्ट इसमें ये परमिशन है, कुछ वर्ड्स है। परमिशन, इजाज़त, पैसेंजर, मुसाफिर, वार्न, आगाह करना, और स्लेव, गुलाम। शुक्रिया, आज नहीं पढ़ेंगे। सलाम।